Ας περάσουμε τώρα στο επόμενο μας θέμα, το οποίο αφορά ένα νέο ένθετο στην εκπομπή μας. Η αγαπητή φίλη και συνεργάτιδα του σταθμού μας, Τζίλα Ζυλιφτάρι, θα μας παρουσιάζει προσωπικότητες από το χώρο του αθλητισμού. Πρώτος της καλεσμένος είναι ο CEO of International Soccer Federation, κύριος Θάνος Παπαδόπουλος, ο οποίος μιλάει για το παγκόσμιο πρωτάθλημα socca, για την εκλογή του ως CEO της Ομοσπονδίας, για το μέλλον του αθλήματος στην Ελλάδα και παγκοσμίως και άλλα πολλά. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε αυτή την ενδιαφέρουσα συνέντευξη.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first sport magazine of the year, here where personalities from the sports world will share their stories with us. So today we are really happy to have in our show Mr. Thanos Papadopoulos, the CEO of International Soccer Federation. Thano, welcome in Hellenic TV and thank you for being today with us. So let's talk a bit about Let's talk a bit about the amazing experience of Soccer World Cup, the six-a-side mini football tournaments that brings along different cultures and personalities from all over the world in this, let's say, football party that we have. But first of all, let's explain to everyone what is Soccer World Cup.
Hello, Τζίλα. Hello to your audience, and it's my pleasure to be here, and thank you for the invitation anyway. First of all, talking about soccer, it's actually small-sided football. It's the official international term for small-sided football. And when we're talking about small-sided football, it's a 5-a-side, 6-a-side, 7-a-side, 8-a-side, and 9-a-side also. So it's different disciplines of one sport, and if we dig into even more details, we will find out that there are even more differences in different cultural environments in different countries. For example, there are countries that play the sport with goals, without out. There are other countries that play normally. There are countries that play with bigger goals, smaller goals. All these details don't define the sport. They define the local habits, how the sport is developed throughout the years. But the sport is one, and it's small-sided football or soccer internationally.
Great. So the first Soccer World Cup took place in Lisbon in 2018. The second one in the Greek island of Crete, and specifically Rethymno, in 2019. So this year, after this break that COVID caused, will the hashtag Road to Crete change to hashtag Road to Cancun?
Yes, this is very true, and it's actually, you're very, very well updated, because it's the very last update that the location has changed from Cozumel to Cancun. Both of them belong to the same region of Mexico. It's the region of Quintana Roo. We had several problems, not only us, every sports federation in the world. We had several problems during the last 2 or 3 years due to the pandemic and the completely catastrophic consequences for our industry. And this is, even now that we changed the location, this is only about the pandemic and the Ministry of Sports, the recommendation of the Ministry of Sports of Mexico. So yes, now we're happy to say that we're back. It will be in April, from 1st to 10th of, it was in April, now it will be in June, from 10th to 19th of June in Cancun.
Great. So how many countries will take place this year, and how long will it last again?
Okay, in Crete it was 40 countries. In Lisbon it was 32. Now it will be between 40 and 45, and still we have this range exactly because of COVID, because until the last moment we keep a plan B for a reduction of or increase of teams. So of course the goal is for 45 teams and 9 groups of 5 teams, but still there are chances that some countries will have travel restrictions and that they will not be able to travel. So yeah, between 40 and 45. And you asked me also about the duration. It will be 9 days.
9 days, great. So Thano, will you reveal to us in which stage are the preparations right now?
Yeah, it's in the very last stage, I would say, because we are just 5 months before the event. If we had kept the initial plan for April, it would be 3 months before the event. So two actually. So yes, I would say that we are almost ready. The main thing that we need to solve is all the protocol for COVID and all the urgent changes that might occur last moment. As for the technical part, the hospitality, all other aspects of the event are totally on track, and we are in very, very good position.
Great. Let's go a bit back in 2019 and in Crete. This spectacular 3,000 capacity purpose-built stadium on the shores of the Mediterranean. So anyone who had the chance or the opportunity to live this amazing feeling there can remember and can say about the passion, the organization, and the crowded people that they were even watching the games outside the stadium on the big screens or online even. So you made something really difficult to look so easy, which everyone can say that it's not. So how difficult was it, and how easy will all this atmosphere be to have it again in the post-pandemic, let's say, life?
Well, it's a very tricky question, because the post-pandemic life, unfortunately, is not in Mexico. It will be probably next year or even in 2 years. So in Mexico, we're going to live an in pandemic, I would say, period and the atmosphere of the event. For sure, we will have restrictions for even in the seats, how many people will be able to attend the matches. We are expecting those details until last moment from Mexican government. So I would not like to say what will be the atmosphere in Mexico. I believe it will be very good, only because Mexicans, as a mentality, as a mentality of nation, they are very, very warm. They are very much alike, like the Greeks. They love football. They live for football, actually, even more than Greeks. And what we receive in this moment as an expectation from their side, it's extraordinary. It's super, super nice. And we believe that exactly because of this, we will take 110% of our prediction of our capacity, let's say. For the future, it depends always on the nation that it will be hosted. We all know that there are nations that are very, very warm with the sport, other nations that are not cold, but they live the sport in a different way, like a theater, or like it's a different, it's a cultural thing, as you know very well. So yes, in Crete it was unbelievable what had happened, as you said. In some matches, especially when the host nation was playing, we had in total about 9,000 or 10,000 people inside and outside of the stadium. It was even hard for the teams to arrive to the stadium, because it was so much crowded that the buses could not even attend the arena. For sure, in Mexico, it will not be the same because of COVID, but we hope that we will be back maybe next or the year after.
Great. So in Crete, we danced in the rhythms of the official soundtrack of socca, a fiesta from Onirama and Jibril Sisse. Are we expecting something like that this year? A new song, maybe?
To be honest, I cannot reveal things that are not revealed till now from the official federation and the local organizing committee. But yes, there will be very, very good surprises. I can only make a little spoiler by saying that it will be connected with the local tradition of the carnival in Mexico. That's all I can say for now.
Great. And having lived the experience with the Mexican team there, I think it will be amazing. Yes. So in 2018, the winner was Germany. In 2019, Russia, with the previous champion, Germany, being shocked in the group stages when they didn't qualify for the knockout rounds. That shows the controversial side of the tournament, no?
Exactly. It's part of the very, very big expectation of everybody to see what is going to happen, because it's one of the few sports in the world that there are not clear favorites that will win or will go out during the stages. Of course, there are favorites. Of course, there are some very well prepared teams, or teams that have bigger budgets, or teams that have a much, much bigger pool of players to select a better selection. to have a better selection at the end. But the example you gave is it's exactly identifies exactly what I just explained. So Germany is traditionally a very, very strong team. Of course, somebody can say that maybe the players and the coaching staff, they lost their motivation, but this is not true. They came with very big motivation to be 2 years in a row champions is something that only Romania has done it on international level, and it would be a big challenge. They were out because, as you said, they were shocked by the performance of other teams, and of course by some mistakes that they did. Russia was an unbelievable team anyway, but they were very well prepared, and they did it till the end.
And let's say about Poland as well. The two-time runners-up with a big ambition. Are they going to go for the gold this year?
Well, internally we're saying that they like the second position, so maybe this is what they want. We even have this internal joke with them. I think they're happy with this. No, okay. For sure they won the gold medal. For sure it's a very, very good team. And both years they didn't make it only because of little details. So I think maybe this year, maybe next year, who knows? It will be their season.
And what about Greece? Will George Bastaki's team from the 5th place in the ranking reach the top this year? Because we all know that they really made us proud of the previous in 2019.
I know. I need to be honest with you. Greece is one of the nations that we are not 100% sure if there will be in the event. The reason is that probably you know what's happening in Greece with the pandemic, and the main problem is that the biggest companies that were the supporters of the sport for all the years, from Greece was in those events from the very beginning of the creation of the sport internationally many years ago, even before soccer, during the times of European Mini Football Federation from 2010, it was one of the 5 starters of the international networking of the sport. But in this moment, unfortunately, the Greek companies, exactly because of the pandemic, they do not invest. They do not sponsor sport events. They do not sponsor such ideas. And we are in an internal discussion what is better for Greece, to be there with a weaker representation, or to return next year stronger with all the capacity as we are used to it. Because Greece always, all those years, it was a very, very good team. Last year we had the 3rd medal, the bronze medal. We want to stay there. We don't want to be there just to say that we went. And when I say we, of course, now I'm wearing the hat of the International Soccer Federation, and this is the interview. But okay, I'm a Greek, and when I speak about the Greek team, it's we anyway.
Exactly. Well, we hope that we will find the great solution, and we will be there. So we also have the soccer ambassadors. Should we expect a guest star this year in Cancun?
Yes, again, it will be part of the surprises. It's not exactly a surprise of last moment, but it's not revealed yet. So there will be, I can only say that there will be superstars not only from Mexico. From Mexico, there will be some of the biggest names that played professionally in national team of Mexico in 11 side, but also from many other teams. There will be Portuguese stars playing. There will be Brazilian stars playing, Argentinian. So yes, we will have quite many of those players that recently retired professional football, and they are still in very good condition. I want to point out something here. These players are great for the attention seeking of the event, for media and for the fans. It's super nice. However, they're not the players that make the difference in playing during the game, because we have seen it all the previous years. Some of the best players that played ever football, and they have played small-sided football, they are not so easily adjusted in the conditions of the sport, on the tactics, and of course they are also older, because these players usually they are about 40 years old, maybe 38, 37. You know that when somebody is in very good condition and is a very young and talented player, when he's 24, 25, he might lack for sure, not he might, but for sure he lacks experience in comparison to a superstar. But physically, he's on different level. So when we're talking about very good players, amateurs that play the sport, and they are our stars, I think that these are the players that really need to take the real attention. So this is only also my personal opinion that, okay, it's good to have superstars, but the real stars of the game are the amateurs that play the sport.
Great. And will we have the TV coverage as we used to have in Crete as well, right?
Yes, for sure. It was about 70 TV channels across the world that covered the event. It will be the same also in Mexico. It will be the same next year in Germany. It will be in Essen 2023. And definitely the TV attention becomes bigger and bigger. So we will have some of the bigger TV networks of the world, including Greece, of course.
Great. And before we close, let's send a message to all football lovers all over the world from the CEO of International Soccer Federation.
I would say that the main message I would like to send is to love the sport. We need to return to the pitches after the pandemic. We need to focus on the spirit of every sport, to go out, play, we are social human beings. We need to continue being after the pandemic, and to give also one message, which is, I would say, more focused and triggered by what's happening in Greece right now, a message against violence, because we have seen what happens once again in big football, 11-side football, with fans, hooligans doing amazingly bad things. We need to focus on the sport, to be all together, to create one big hug, be around, forget about the fanatism, and go forward.
Great. So, Thano, thank you very much for being today with us. Thank you for the incredible news. And I hope to see you soon, next time, having to share all the news about Cancun. And good luck and enjoy all this feeling that is called football. So, ladies and gentlemen, from all of us here in Hellenic TV and Sport Magazino, have a nice evening and see you next week.